afternoon, friends. Today we are in Moscow visiting the A101 group of companies where we have installed an interactive table in their sales office and developed a sales tool to showcase the Prokshino business quarter. Let's take a look at how it works. In our presentations, we often mention that GRAFF.estate is not a boxed solution. We say that any module from our solution can be adapted to the specific requirements of the client. That's exactly what happened here. For the A101 company, we implemented 3 important changes at once. First, there is no presentation initialization menu here, where previously we had to enter the email address and name of the potential buyer to start the presentation. In this case, the solution is tailored for one-on-one work with a potential buyer. This means that the client can interact with the screen alone without a manager. The second important change is that this is not residential real estate, but commercial real estate. Nevertheless, this solution is also perfectly suited for presenting commercial real estate. I will talk about the third important change a little later. In all other respects, this is our classic solution where we can, in infrastructure mode, get acquainted with the surroundings, in this case the business quarter, see which residential areas surround it, which public transport stops are nearby. In this case, a bus stop. Proximity to the metro and the radius of walking accessibility are very important for Moscow. This works exactly the same as in all our solutions. Next, we move on to the master plan menu. Here we have the complete layout of the business quarter. We can see that right now we are working with 2 sections. We can see the points that we can look at. And now I will click on one of the points and we will see the third change that we made for this solution. I'll say right away, this is a voice assistant that will help the potential buyer navigate the presentation, telling them about all the advantages of the business quarter. When we click on the exit to the metro point, a woman will appear and tell us that the business quarter is located in close proximity to Prokshino metro station. The voice assistant will appear from time to time as we interact with objects within the master plan of the business quarter. The selection process here remains classic. We have 3 available options. One of them is a fully interactive 3D walkthrough. We can walk around the area, go up the stairs, explore the impressive infrastructure, carefully examine the unique architecture, switch to nighttime mode, watch as the beautiful architectural lighting gradually comes on, and see how the lights slowly turn on inside the vibrant business quarter. The second option is also classic, selection on the master plan. We select the section we are interested in, even though we skip the first step of initializing the application, that is, we didn't enter the client's data. Despite this, we have integration with the developer's CRM system. This means that on the master plan, we can see which units are available or already reserved or purchased. In this case, there are 2 options here, renting or selling commercial real estate. We can see the floor plan and interact with it quite conveniently as well. You can check which streets and which directions the windows of the future office will face. In the same way, we can, of course, take screenshots so that later the commercial offer can be sent to a potential tenant or buyer by email if needed. We can zoom in on the office we're interested in, view it from above, and carefully examine in detail, such as the office layout, the floor layout, and then proceed. Take a walk, and once again we are greeted by the voice assistant who will tell us about the advantages of the office space itself. If we listened once but didn't remember, for example, and want to hear it again, we can call it up and we'll be given this information once more. In the same way, we can add the space to our favorites. That was the second way, selecting via the master plan. And the classic parametric selector is also available here. Here we can choose to sell or rent depending on what kind of transaction we want to make. Let's say, for example, we want to buy the smallest office in the 2nd building. We selected the area, selected the building, selected the sale option. The computer generated a selection for us. We see that there is only one such office. We got acquainted with it in the floor plan. We clicked on the 3D plan and were taken to it. In the same way, we looked at the top view. We immersed ourselves inside. In the same way, we can watch how the installation progresses depending on the time of day. Even though this is commercial real estate, we understand that we spend quite a lot of time in the office, and the position of the sun and the view from the window are also very important factors when choosing an office as well. That's why here, by moving the time slider, we can see how the lighting changes specifically in this office, in these particular windows. By the way, in this office we have the evening sunset sun. It looks quite pleasant. Now let me show you a few interesting areas that are specific to this business quarter. For example, the relaxation zone. The Prokshino business quarter has its own infrastructure, providing everything you need, from morning coffee to hosting sports and business events. It seems interesting and unusual for a business quarter. And for example, things like a terrace in the Prokshino business quarter, there are offices that open onto a terrace. Sent a commercial offer to a potential buyer or tenant. And with that, our introduction to the Prokshino business quarter is complete. But the main point is that for us, it doesn't matter what kind of real estate it is, residential, commercial, or industrial. If you need to present it beautifully, interactively, and clearly, we will be happy to do it for you. See you in your city.